If you're a real man, you should already know.
Let's leave this lady here and get back to something that actually matters. Even good, right desires might not be for you. Wanting to read because it's good for your mind. Wanting to go to the gym because it's good for your body. Even these desires can be harmful if you don't really know why. Very often, we don't want the thing itself, but how it looks from the outside. We adopt desires not because they grew inside us, but because around us they are seen as right, smart, respectable, adult. And the question here is not whether these desires are good or bad. The question is different. Are they even yours? There is one scenario I see again and again. A person sets a goal, a normal one, a right one, the kind people respect. He works, endures, postpones life for later. Time passes, and he reaches that goal. This is the moment that was supposed to change everything, and nothing happens. No joy, no feeling that life has started. Only a quiet, strange question inside. Why did I do all of this? From the outside, it looks like success, but inside, emptiness. Because all this time, he wasn't moving toward life, but toward a checkbox. In moments like this, people usually say, then the goal was too small. But the problem is almost never the size of the goal. The problem is that the goal never really belonged to the person who was chasing it. It was logical, approved, correct, but not alive. There are two types of desires. The first type is impulse desires. They appear suddenly. They often look very right. Read a book. Start working on yourself. Learn a new skill, but behind them, there is nothing except an image. The second type is direction desires. They are not always attractive, not always clear, not always easy to explain, but life is built around them, not a checklist. The problem is that desires of the first type are almost always disguised as the second. Because if a desire looks good, we assume we must act on it. But that's not true. The fact that a desire is positive does not make it necessary. A desire can be socially approved, intellectually respected, morally correct, and still completely empty. Not because something is wrong with you, not because you are broken, but because this desire has nothing to do with your life. And the most dangerous moment is when a person starts blaming themselves for laziness, for weakness, for lack of discipline, when in reality, they are simply moving in the wrong direction. I'm not trying to motivate you, and I'm not here to blame you for a lack of discipline. I'm also not saying that you should do nothing and just wait for a true desire. I'm talking about something else. About the fact that between you and all these right actions, there must be a filter, a personal filter. Not one that encourages you, and not one that comforts you, but one that asks uncomfortable questions, and very often does not give the answer you are hoping for. Because the world already knows how to turn people into productive robots. And maybe you haven't achieved much yet, and you don't feel truly satisfied. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you have never really started pursuing your own goals. The most dangerous illusion is believing that if the goal looks right, then the path is right too. Sometimes people spend years trying to prove to themselves that they are living the right way. And only at the end do they realize that all this time they were living someone else's life. Maybe you don't yet know what you want, and that's normal. But if you keep building your life out of things you don't actually need, you may never even hear your real desire under all this noise. And if you feel uncomfortable right now, maybe the problem is not this video. Maybe you just stopped distracting yourself for a second.